All right, let's get started on this one. So, it's been a pretty busy month, to put things simply. For those unaware, I am a teacher over here in Japan, and during the month of August and the latter half of July, we have a special summer school program because, well, Japan also has summer vacation, but it's a little shorter than in the States and I'm sure other countries. I don't know. The States are the one I know the most, which is basically just some bonus English lesson stuff with some students who are otherwise out of school, but their parents put them in another school so they can learn more English. How much they learn and retain, who can say? But each week also comes with like a special topic for the week. Could be like art related, music related, science related, or whatever. Except this time, upper management decided to have us sort of redo the system a bit, as to have the normally attending students also have homework related to whatever we're talking about. It's a whole thing, which I don't mind. I mind that it was asked for 2 days before we had to start implementing this stuff. So often we had to kind of scramble to make the stuff the day before, or sometimes the day of, when some of it was supposed to go live. So, could have been planned a little better. But overall, I think it worked out fine. Clearly, there's some stuff that needs to get touched up here and there, as you might expect. But, it's done with for now. We don't have to worry about it for another year. But we'll see how things go next time. But more interestingly is that during the Obon vacation, which is basically like a mix between Day of the Dead and Thanksgiving, in that it's honoring dead while also visiting older relatives, that sort of thing. But during that time, I visited the States because that was our big vacation period during the summer. And surprisingly, the travel stuff overall did not go poorly. Usually there's like a big hiccup here or there in regards to travels back to the States, because there's a lot of different forms of transportation to get from where I am to where I need to be. And in this case, it was a bus, train, I think. Yes, train. I actually stayed the night over in the city before. In the morning, I had to go to the main station and take a bullet train all the way to Tokyo. And then in Tokyo, take an express bus for about an hour and a half all the way to the airport terminal and get that old thing squared away before waiting for a couple hours while eating a interesting but expensive airport snack. It's always pricey. And then a 13-hour flight from Japan all the way back to the States, which I did not sleep during. Also, when the plane landed, it came down hard, enough that the overhead bins were opening up and freaking everybody out. But we were fine. And then got picked up at the airport and driven all the way to where I'd be staying for just shy of a week, because I'd have to come back. The funny thing is, just because of how time zones and travel work, it was roughly the exact same day and time in the States as when I left. So basically think like, oh, you leave at 3 p.m. on Saturday? Well, you arrived at around 3 p.m. Saturday in the States. It's weird time travel, but of course that flips back around when you head back to Japan. Oh boy. But no, it was fun. It was fun seeing family, visiting a couple places here and there. Hanging out with the dog. Family's new dog, who's 8-month-old Labradoodle, who looks adorable, but it's a trap. Cause as soon as you try to pet her while she's all energized, she'll try to gnaw on you. Not bite, but get all toothy on you. Eventually I got her out of that behavior. Anyway, but no, she was fun. It's fun to play fetch with her with a pipe that she likes. But yeah, while there, visit a couple little stores here and there with my brother mainly, so we can see if they had any stuff regarding various hobbies we enjoyed. Saw a movie, The New Naked Gun, which I was barely awake for because of the jet lag. Whew, boy, is jet lag a pain. And probably one of the main things is we went to Chicago, to the Shed Aquarium, where got to pet some sea stars, starfish, whatever you want to call them, some stingrays, and some sturgeons. That was fun. Very cold though, but fun. And yeah, got to do some cooking, got to play some games. It was just a nice, relaxing time. And yeah, and we capped it off with going to this place called Goat Island, which was, as the name suggests, a small little island full of just shy of a dozen goats. They're very curious when anyone visits, and they just kind of wait around for people to feed them. And then they just kind of goofed around and played fight. They would play fight with a bunch of sticks that were in a pile. It was a very interesting time, but yeah. We also got invited to come to a sort of farmland party hosted by some colorful people who I'm gonna guess are not so big fans of colorful things, if you catch my drift. I think we were just wanted there as some extra support. But it was an interesting experience. I don't know if we'll be back next time. Ugh. Also got to hang out with my sister, her wife, and their rabbits and dog. Very cute and fluffy little animals. But then it was about time to head back, and after getting some Auntie Anne's pepperoni pretzel bites with marinara dip and a blue raspberry drink, worth every penny, it was time to head back, and it was still very difficult to sleep. I got a little bit of sleep in, and that trip was a car ride over, a shuttle to the correct terminal because we were at the wrong terminal, another long plane ride back, then another bus, another bullet train, another train, another bus, and then a short little walk back to my place of residence. All while I had work the next day, but thankfully I didn't have to work until around lunchtime. But aside from that, it's been pretty relaxing, mostly just kind of working on some other projects here and there, mostly Warhammer related. I've been doing a lot more painting recently after getting back, because while in the States I got some special paints, because it's kind of hard to get certain brands over in Japan. Kind of really hard to find certain brands in Japan. But I finished up my Custodes. Well, not all of them, just the one guard unit. I did some modifications to make the models a little taller, because I guess they were released like right before they decided, hey, we should make things look more proportional and to scale with each other. So I'm like, it makes the 9-foot tall superhumans look a little minuscule by comparison. So I cut into the legs and put some putty to reshape around the thighs, and did some extra posing and put a little extra putty around the major joints of the figure. And they look a lot more proportional. And then I use some of the new paints as well as some other formula to make them look nice. It was a lot of work, but I think it worked out overall. Now, I do have about, let's see, 9 other models from that one kit to get through, which I slowly started on. It's been interesting molding putty into the shape of cloth folds. But that's, with the experience of the first set, it should be a little more manageable, but maybe I'll just mold the legs on these guys to make it easier for any future models I might get, which normal armies you probably would get more, but we'll worry about that later. For now, I actually have to prepare for another trip, if you can believe it or not, but it's gonna be hopefully an eventful one, but eventful in a good way. But I'll save that for next month's big thing, because there's not going to be a whole lot of crazy stuff going on next month aside from a couple work-related things. So I'll save the details for next month, and hopefully I'll have maybe a larger video after that day. Not out that day, but I'll have stuff for it after that. We'll see. We'll see. I just hope that I can get that done before the end of the year, because it usually takes me a while to get larger videos done. That's why it took me like a couple weeks to get that first update video done at the start of this whole series. But anyway, that's pretty much it for now. We will see what comes up next month. Hopefully things go pretty smooth now that summer is thankfully winding down, and I can have a nice cool fall period and relax a bit. Though knowing me, I probably won't give myself the chance to relax, but we'll see. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. If you like what you see, make sure you subscribe and all that jazz. You know how this works by now. And yeah, see ya.
Ah! I'm not a stepping stone, please stop.